We think these are the 10 best rides in all of Walt Disney World that you should do on your next vacation. Hello and welcome back to the Carousel of Douglas. I am very excited to have you here today for a very possibly controversial list of the 10 best rides in all of Walt Disney World. We're going to count them down from number 10 all the way to number 1, the best ride in Walt Disney World. We cannot wait to bring along with us, and I'm sure this list is going to be highly controversial, but that's the best part about Disney World. It's so easy to make your own list. So, here's ours. I am going to start with some honorable mentions. The honorable mentions were ones that could have made the list. We weren't quite sure. We kind of talked about it, and they were like, no, honorable mentions. So we have 2 that made honorable mentions, and our honorable mentions are the People Mover at night, and that's why it made the list and is an honorable mention, because it's not all the time. People Mover at night is so cool, especially if you catch the fireworks. We finally got to do that once recently, and that was such an incredible experience. So highly recommend the People Mover at night. And the other one on the list is Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. It's such a cool ride. It's in such a huge space. They did a great thing with a great movie ride. It's just that it's all projection mapping. So it's, while the ride vehicle is fun and the ride concept is fun, it's all done with projection mapping, not a lot of practical sets. So I definitely wanted to put it on there, but it's just not as amazing as some of the others. But that ride is still pretty cool, and so is the People Mover at night. So those are our honorable mentions. Okay, coming in at number 10 in Epcot is the very first ride I ever went on in Disney World. That is Spaceship Earth, with Dame Judi Dench narrating it. I don't know, they were talking about renovating it and changing it up, and then that didn't happen, and it's still kind of going the same way it was for all those years. And having that ride still be part of that old school Epcot edutainment kind of thing that where they believed in educating while they entertained. It is just such a phenomenal ride. We really recommend that you check out our video ride through of number 10, Spaceship Earth. Okay, coming in at number 9 is Dinosaur. Now, Dinosaur is a lot of fun. It can actually be scary for some people, but the reason why I made the list is because it's got practical sets, it's got videos, it's got jump scares, it's got a photo on the ride, which is not common in all rides, and the ride vehicle is just such an innovation. The wheels never leave the track, but it feels like it's bouncing you all over the place and turning hard and pushing hard left and right. It is such a well-designed ride, and it rarely goes down, even though it's such a technological marvel. So, Dinosaur, number 9. Number 8 is my wife's personal favorite in all of the World Showcase. It is Frozen Ever After. We make a point to rope drop that ride at least once or twice whenever we go down to Disney World. Frozen Ever After is so much fun. We do miss Maelstrom. I miss Maelstrom. I really enjoyed Norway. Like, I do miss all that. But Frozen Ever After was such a great thing to put into the World Showcase to provide a little bit of IP, but also still entertain with a really fun ride. And that marshmallow animatronic with the drop and the projection mapped faces so you can have expression, really well done. Frozen Ever After. And you get to sing along with Let It Go. Number 8, Frozen Ever After. Number 7, we are traveling to the Magic Kingdom now, and we're gonna go visit with our ghost host at the Haunted Mansion. Yes, the Haunted Mansion, one of the best rides in Walt Disney World. Just totally worthy of that spot. It's an old school original Walt Disney ride. It's just a fabulous tour through the Gracie Manor and then through the graveyard. Because of the Imagineers that designed it, you have a scary portion and you have a fun-loving portion. And it's just a really phenomenally designed ride for the Omnimover attraction and that whole thing. And just want to point out my little secret. When you're going down the hill into the graveyard and you're going backwards, right at the bottom when the ride vehicles are like this, reach out and knock on the clamshell in front of you. It's a little bit fun to kind of give people a little bit of a jump in their Doom buggy. But yeah, that was actually told to me by a cast member. But coming in at number 7, Haunted Mansion. Number 6, we're gonna drop right into the Tower of Terror. The Hollywood Tower Hotel, or the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, is just a phenomenally designed ride. The ride vehicle drops faster than gravity. It scares you. You have a really interesting, well-themed story, and the best part is it's 100% random, so every time you get on that ride, it will be different. Every time. The computer just randomly throws sequences in. You might even get to do a redo and do an entire drop sequence again, just because the computer feels like it. So, drop right in at the Tower of Terror Hotel at number 6. All right, we've gotten to the top 5. Our next one is in Animal Kingdom, and it is Kilimanjaro Safaris. That safari, by the way, is larger than Magic Kingdom in total. The size, the space of where you drive for that safari is larger than Magic Kingdom in total in area. And it has so many animals. It has all the plains animals, like the wildebeest and the giraffe and the zebras and the cattle. And then it has like the big cats, like the lions. And it also has the African dogs or hyenas, depending what time of day you're there. It has rhinos. It has elephants, has alligators and flamingos, ostriches, all kinds of animals, all in great spaces for you to see. And the Disney Imagineers came up with fantastic ways to protect you from the animals, but also to bring the animals out so you can see them. Kilimanjaro Safaris, number 5. All right, we're getting close, we're getting close. Number 4, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. That's right, Pirates of the Caribbean. Michelle and I always say we did not go to Magic Kingdom if we did not get on Pirates. Pirates, it's one of the rides that Walt Disney himself helped design. And they still update it and change it. They first added Jack Sparrow. Then they changed the auction scene to include Red the Pirate. They're always making that ride better. And there's versions of it all over the world. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the greatest rides that Disney ever created, and it's also one of the originals. Pirates of the Caribbean is at number 4. All right, there's gonna be some controversy on the next one, but I had to do it. Coming in at number 3, we have a tie. And we have a tie because Michelle and I debated this. Michelle loves Rock and Rollercoaster in Hollywood Studios. I love Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom. We cannot decide which one is better or which one should have been in 3rd place, so they're both there. Rock and Rollercoaster is there for Michelle, and Expedition Everest is there for me. They're both super thrilling roller coasters. Rock and Rollercoaster actually has inversions. It's the only one with inversions in all of Walt Disney World. Everest has that backwards section, and the Yeti, just an incredible ride. They're both super well themed and incredibly thrilling. We recommend the front row on both of them. But coming at number 3 is Rock and Rollercoaster and Expedition Everest, a tie. All right, 2 more to go. Number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, one of the newest rides in Walt Disney World. That roller coaster is one of the most incredible rides I've ever been on. And the fact that they have awesome music and it's random, you don't know which one you're gonna get. My personal favorite is September, but the ride itself is well designed, well themed, has a lot of great pre-show information. You have that giant room that you first walk in with the AI computer talking to you about the Big Bang and all the other stuff. Then you have the showcase of the Xandarian Pavilion where they're talking about Xandarian life. Then you have the pre-show with Terry Crews and Glenn Close having that great interaction. And then you move into the ride, which is also super thrilling. And that Omni coaster, because it moves like the Haunted Mansion while you're on a roller coaster, so they keep you aimed at all the things you want. Coming in at number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is just a fabulous coaster, and you really can't beat it at Disney World. All right, number 1. This one shouldn't be surprised to anybody that I'm about to say this, and my wife agrees with me, even though she's not the biggest fan of the IP it comes from. But Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is probably one of the greatest rides I have ever been on in my entire life. There, I said it. Number 1, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. That ride is absolutely incredible. Not only is it great for super fans, it is great for people who are just kind of fans, like my wife. And then on top of that, from the moment you walk in the queue, you're in the story. From the room where you get to see Rey and BB-8 to the loading bay with Poe's X-Wing and the shuttle where you have Lieutenant Beck and Nine Yub in there piloting, and then you go into that hangar with the stormtroopers, moving then into the interrogation chamber, and you get interrogated by Kylo Ren and Hux. Then you get on the ride, and then you're trying to escape a Star Destroyer. And there's all kinds of things, like there's probe droids and AT-ATs and Kylo Ren himself. And then they drop you. So not only are you going through like a story-based ride, you are then dropped. So there's a thrill to it too. Probably one of the best rides I have ever been on in my entire life. So coming in number 1, it really was no contest. Rise the Resistance. All right, folks, there you have it. The 10 best rides in Walt Disney World that you need to go on the next time you go. Hey, look, you may not agree with us because, trust me, it's really hard to make lists like this. But if you have ones you think should have made the list, well, put them down in the comments down below. We can debate it. I have no problem having a discussion with you. I love to answer the comments. I love hearing what other people's ideas are. What are your 10 best rides in the parks? Throw it down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you could give this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that too. And if you really liked it, hitting that subscribe button always helps out the channel. We really appreciate you. And just like we always say, we don't like to say goodbye because we're going to see you real soon. So we say, see you bye.